Hi, I'm Angela Wolf. I'm a fashion designer and online instructor. And I want to give you a little tip about elastic. We already talked about adding elastic to the waist. If you can find a really fun, colorful, look at how great that would be, a colorful elastic like this, then it could be exposed. That would match this skirt absolutely perfect. But instead, I just chose white. And I could either leave that exposed, but instead, I want to just show you something. Typically, you would sew the elastic on the wrong side and then flip it over. But this is actually sewn. You have the right side of the garment, and then you have the elastic. And so we're flipping it around twice. And what this does on a skirt that has a nice swing like this, it could be a bias cut skirt. This is what I call a circle skirt. Both of these are. And you really don't want a seam right here. So look at how nice that hangs. You almost look at it and go, how is that staying up? That's the waistband. That's exactly how it is on here as well, except I did it on this side with the wrong side of the fabric, so it folds twice. So you have two options, fold once or fold twice. It gives you the same effect. So this is really easy to do. For the circle skirt, you just need to measure, basically, if this is a stretch fabric, measure your hips because it needs to go over your hips. If it's a stretch fabric, you can even shrink that down a little bit. So just imagine this is your waist. It's gonna go right up on there. Here's your elastic, measure around your waist, and every elastic has a different stretch. So I know that everyone says, what's the golden rule? Do you take off 1 inch or 2 inches from your measurement? I like to take the elastic that I'm using, wrap it around my waist, put a safety pin and close it, because a lot of times these pins will end up poking you. And then try the elastic on and make sure it's tight enough. When you stitch on elastic, it stretches out just a little bit, so give yourself a little bit of less room than you think you need. So here is my elastic. I'm gonna stitch this one just like the skirt here, where it folds over once. So here are little marks. You quarter, I guess that you'd call it quartering. You quarter your waistband. See these snips? So if I were to pull this, this matches, and this matches. All of these are the same distance between each snip. Now you don't want to snip your elastic. So instead, this is, all I did was take this is all with the serger. You could do this part with the sewing machine if you wanted to, but this is fast. Put these together and run it through the serger. So that's one end. Here's the other end, and then quarter your elastic. Just like that, and just like that. Okay? And I'm just going to pin. And so when I pin this, I'm going to match up these chalk markings with my snips. The trick to this, though, I use snips on here just so you could see it. You could have also used chalk, but since I use snips, I need to make sure that my fabric is about, it looks like it's about a little less than 1/2 inch. Because I want to lose, it's 1/2 inch over, I want to lose these snips. And we have a snip here, matched up with our chalk. This is the fastest skirt ever. As far as the hem, when you get to that, you could use a cover stitch, a rolled hem. You could literally make this skirt in under an hour. Actually, probably 30 minutes or less. That's it. So I have 4 pins here. Let's go to the serger. I had this set to a 3-thread, wide 3-thread. You could also use a 4-thread if you'd like. And I'm just going to start at one end. And if you have this on your serger, take this part off, because this allows your fabric to roll under here real nicely. This is great for sleeves as well. So I'm lining up. The elastic is on the top, the fabric is on the bottom. The excess fabric is going to get cut off by the knife. Just start at one area and just start serging just a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned, but you might want to always test your serger before you start running your fabric through, just to make sure that everything is perfect. Now watch what I'm doing. I'm at the 1/4 point here, and I'm going to pull this elastic until it's even with the fabric. I'm not pulling, I'm just guiding everything through. And because I stretched the elastic just a little bit, it matches up with the fabric perfectly. Go to the next quarter and do the same thing. So you get the idea. You're going to do this all the way around, but let me just pull this off so you can see. So this is the right side of the garment. I could either leave this exposed or fold it under, and it would look just like these two skirts. A very easy way to add elastic to your waist.